Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Luz and this is my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to show you guys my makeup look that I created specifically for a conservative job interview. It is very minimal, it is very monochromatic, and it's very simple and easy to do. I feel like when you go to an interview, you don't want to go plain as with the plain face. You do want to put a little bit of effort into applying a little bit of mascara or a little bit of foundation or even a BB cream to even out your skin tone and put your best face forward. I do want to emphasize that this look is designed specifically for a job interview that has to do with a conservative job like an office setting or a doctor's setting or even maybe a restaurant. This is not for a job interview that is for a makeup artist or a cosmetician or anything like that, because that gives you a little bit more of creativity with the look that you can create for that. For instance, if you're applying for a makeup artist position, you want to go ahead and beat that face because you want to show them your techniques that you have for makeup. Also, stay tuned to the very end where I will give you 5 do's and 5 don'ts for a job interview. So if you're interested in how I got this look done, please stay tuned and keep on watching. We're going to start off with the NYX Angel Veil Primer, and make sure you press that right into your skin. Next, we're going to go ahead and put our foundation. For today, I am using the Wet n Wild foundation. It's the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. You basically, as a rule of thumb, you want to go ahead and use a foundation that matches your skin, including your neck and shoulders. The worst thing scenario would be if you walk in and your face is a completely different color than the rest of your body. You do not want to do that. Next, I'm taking my Brow Stylist definer. I am going for a very natural brow for this look. I don't want any Sharpie brows. Anything that will cause a distraction to the person interviewing you is a big old no. So you want to go as natural as possible with the brows. And here I am cleaning up underneath the brow bone, as well as using this concealer as a primer. I'm using the Tartlette in Bloom. This is a great eyeshadow palette. It has a lot of neutral, matte, and shimmer shadows. I am doing an all matte look for this. I'm going to take the lightest shade in the palette and use it to set the concealer as well as the brow bone highlight. This will ensure that all the shadows blend seamlessly, and it will also give us that brow bone highlight, a matte brow bone highlight for that matter. This look is going to be very monochromatic and very simple. You don't want anything that will cause a distraction for the person interviewing. I would stay away from shimmers, but then again, that's all you. I just feel like mattes are just more natural looking, especially for something that is a very conservative job. Again, I'm not saying that you can't wear shimmers, but for me personally, I wouldn't go in that direction. Next, I will take the shade Smarty Pants and place that in the crease. I am going back and forth in windshield wiper motion straight on the crease where that socket of the eye is, going back and forth very gently. I know it looks a little harsh, but I'm not going in harsh at all. I am doing it very gently, going back and forth, picking some more and going in the other eye. This is basically going to be the give us an illusion of a deeper socket, especially for us with hooded eyes. We want to create that look of having a crease. Next, I'm going to take the shade Sweetheart, which is like a very pink mauve toned color, and placing that right on the lid. Very, very close to my skin color with a little bit of a rosy tint. As you can tell, it's not going to be distracting at all. It goes on very nicely and smoothly. And next, I'm going to take my concealer. I do want a concealer that is closer to my skin tone. Nothing too highlighted, nothing overdone. Just a nice concealer that looks natural and just conceal any imperfections under the eye. I am still going to highlight
and put it onto my forehead and nose and chin, just so that it all looks cohesive throughout the whole face and not just different underneath the eye. As you can tell, it is not very much lighter than my skin tone. It is very similar with just a little bit of a yellow tint, just to give us a little tiny bit of brightness, but nothing too much. Next, I'm going with these two shades from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I am going to use that to set my concealer. You can use the translucent powder, you can use any regular face powder, but I do want to just give my face a little bit of a highlight. Again, nothing too stark, nothing too bright. That's why I am mixing that peachy color and that yellow color, but I still want a little bit of brightness so that I can look alert and awake for the interview. I'm also going to put it on my forehead, my chin, and my nose, just so that it all looks cohesive throughout the whole face. Next, I'm taking some bronzer slash contour. I'm not doing a contoured look. This is just to give some color for the rest of my face, to set the rest of the foundation and give it like a bronzier look. I'm not going for a super bronze look. This is a very natural type of bronzer. It is actually a skin finish, so it's a face powder, just a couple shades darker than my skin tone, to give the face some more shape. I don't want it to just be highlight. You can obviously skip this step and just go directly with the blush. As a rule of thumb, I like to just keep two items, the blush and the bronzer would work for me. If you want to just do blush, you are more than welcome to do that, or if you just want to do the bronzer instead of the blush, you can go ahead and do that as well. Next, I'm going to take that reddish color underneath my eyes. I'm going to use it as a liner underneath my eyes and also on the very outer V of the eye. Ever so slightly, just lining the top outer portion of the eyelid, as well as bringing it up just a tiny bit. This is to create a little bit more of a definition to the eye, but nothing too dramatic, nothing too stark. It's just a very light wash of color right around the perimeter of the eye and just to connect it with the lower lash line. Next, I'm taking some blush. This is MAC's Warm Soul. It's a very natural blush for me. On different skin tones, it looks a little bit different, but you want to use a natural colored blush, nothing too dramatic, nothing neon, nothing orange, just a nice flush. Next, I'm taking my favorite combo at the moment, which is the Lash Paradise Mascara and the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. I have a review on this if you want to click that card right up on the right hand side of your screen on the Lash Paradise Mascara. I like to use that on my top lashes, and then I go in with the Clump Crusher on the bottom lashes, and then a little bit on the top lashes at the very end. Next, I'm going in with this lip combo. I am lining my lips with NYX Earthtone Lip Liner. It's a darker brownish red color, more on the brown side. And then I am going to take Anastasia Beverly Hills lip color and put that over the lip liner. It's a very beautiful muted pink. I don't want to go in with a red lip. I don't want to go in with anything that might cause a distraction. And then followed by the lip gloss.
So are you ready for the 5 do's and don'ts? Be confident. Fake it till you make it. That means go in there, walk in with a smile, give a firm handshake, look at the person in the eye, and just be ready to slay. Don't lie. They can see right through you. And if you're like me and you don't know how to lie, it's very obvious when you're lying. So don't lie. Be confident. Give your honest truth and just don't lie. Arrive at least 10 minutes early. It's better to be early than to be late. You do not want to be late for a job interview. That is a big no. And if you arrive 10 minutes early, it gives you time to look around the area, find a good place to sit, be ready to look over, to review your notes, and it gives you a few minutes to take a breather, relax, and get into the moment of the interview. Don't wear excessive or gaudy jewelry. Don't go in with huge hoops. Don't go in with your nose ring. Don't go in with your lip ring. Don't go in with your handful of rings. Do tiny or studs or no earrings at all. If you have to wear earrings, make them studs, and don't go in there with big old hoops and a big old necklace. It just does not make a good impression. Do smile. Smile at the person interviewing you. Not in a creepy kind of way, just in a relaxed, kind smile. The moment you meet the person and give them that handshake, make sure you give them a smile. And also throughout the interview, make sure you don't look mad or upset, because it can kind of throw off the interview a little bit. Don't bash your previous employer, and it can be easily done, especially if it did not end in good terms. You don't want to put that impression that you are bad talking or bad mouthing the other person that you used to work with, especially if you work for a type of environment that is that they talk amongst each other. For instance, if you work in the medical field and you're in a small town or even a medium-sized town, and people in the medical community talk about each other and talk to each other all the time. So you don't want to go in there bashing your previous employer, because chances are that they already know that person, and you don't want to be put in that position as being the type of a gossiper. Do wear your hair back. I mean, it can be in a ponytail, it can be in a bun, or you can keep it straight, just keep it back. I prefer to wear mine in a bun when I go to interviews. There are studies out there that show that people with curly hair can be seen as wild. So I try to put my hair back in a ponytail or in a low bun, so that your face is what stands out. You look clean, you look presentable, and you don't come across as being a wild person. Do not bring up your childcare problems. If in the interview, by any means, you have to talk about your children, or try to avoid talking about your children, but if you do have children and you have childcare issues, do not bring that up in the interview. Just a big no. Don't discuss your childcare problems or your transportation issues at the time of the interview. If you do have issues later on, bring them up after you already have the position. You don't want to put yourself in the predicament of having them, if there's two people to choose from, one that has a crap load of problems with childcare or transportation over somebody that has it all straightened out. They're going to go with the person that already has it all straightened out. Please do your research. Do your research before going to the interview. Find out what kind of company it is, what are their morals, what are their standards, what is their logo or their motto. For instance, if you're going to apply, or if you're going for an interview for a job at a doctor's office, try to make sure you know if it's a family practice, if it's a specialty doctor's office. If you're going to work for a restaurant, know what type of food they serve, what kind of environment they have, if they're multiple, if it's a chain restaurant or if it's a family-owned restaurant. You want to know, do your research before you show up. That way at the time of the interview, you're ready to go, and they honestly do look at that. And last, don't forget your manners. Say thank you, say please. Always be positive throughout the interview. Thank them at the end for their time, for interviewing you, and always, again, do not forget your manners. Be courteous at all times with your please and thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you did, also don't forget to subscribe and hit that subscribe button down below. I am so glad to have you here, and until next time, bye.